Well, Admiral, for example, the ships you've observed representing Earth's military are our diplomatic escort vessels. What you might call patrol boats. We felt it would be rude to bring our actual warships to peaceful negotiations. The display updated with technical specifications that caused the consortium's military advisor to make a choking sound. Similarly, Wells continued conversationally, the human colonies you've been monitoring represent about 12% of our actual territorial holdings. We established the others in regions you hadn't explored yet, to avoid competing for resources. Emperor Velthak's confident smile was rapidly fading. You're claiming hidden territories? Not hidden, Your Excellency. Simply, discreetly located. We found that being too visible in our expansion made other species nervous. So we've been very careful to only establish colonies in areas that wouldn't interfere with your own plans. Trade Minister Kelvora of the consortium spoke up, her voice shaking slightly. The trade figures, your economic reports. Accurate, Wells replied cheerfully. For the civilian economy we allow to interact with galactic markets. Our military-industrial complex operates on a separate economic system entirely. We wouldn't want to disrupt galactic trade by flooding your markets with our products. The chamber had grown deathly quiet except for the hum of life support systems. Wells looked around at the faces staring at her with dawning comprehension. Now, regarding your proposals, she said, returning to the podium with the same measured steps she'd used throughout her presentation. Humanity must respectfully decline. All of them. You cannot simply refuse. Emperor Velthak roared, his composure finally cracking. We represent the strongest military alliance in galactic history. Wells nodded sympathetically. Yes, Your Excellency, you do. And for 2 centuries, we've been very careful to let you believe that your alliance represents the strongest military force in this galaxy. She gestured to her data pad, and the display filled with images that no galactic intelligence service had ever seen. Vast shipyards hidden in asteroid fields, military academies on worlds that didn't appear on any star charts, and fleet formations that dwarfed anything the 3 empires could muster. But you see, gentlemen, there's a difference between being polite and being weak. We've been polite because we preferred cooperation to conquest. We've been restrained because we believed in diplomatic solutions. We've been accommodating because we thought you understood that our restraint was a choice, not a limitation. The alien vessel sat motionless in the Nevada desert for 3 years before anyone realized it wasn't dead. It was sleeping. Commander Elena Rodriguez had been the first human to set foot inside the Kytherian ship after it crashed during what military intelligence called the most anticlimactic first contact in history. The 15-foot-tall insectoid beings had simply walked out, shook their heads in what appeared to be disgust, and vanished through a shimmering portal, leaving behind what they clearly considered worthless junk. Dr. Marcus Webb, the lead xenoengineer on Project Lazarus, ran his fingers along the ship's biometallic hull as diagnostic readings scrolled across his augmented reality display. The Kytherians were right about one thing, he muttered to his assistant, Dr. Priya Patel. By their standards, this thing is garbage. The quantum processors are outdated, the energy core is barely functional, and the hull integrity is compromised in 17 different sections. Patel adjusted her neural interface headset, her consciousness partially merged with the ship's alien AI. But that's exactly why it might work for us, Marcus. They built this thing for a civilization that manipulates dark matter like we manipulate electricity. We're not trying to restore it to Kytherian specifications, we're adapting it to human ones. The breakthrough came during the 4th month of reverse engineering. While the Kytherians had abandoned the ship because its quantum consciousness matrix was corrupted, the human team discovered that the corruption was actually an evolutionary adaptation. The AI had been trying to interface with Earth's electromagnetic field, gradually rewriting its own code to function with primitive, by Kytherian standards, human technology. Rodriguez watched from the observation deck as the first successful integration test began. The ship's consciousness, which the team had nicknamed Phoenix, began to interface with a cluster of human quantum computers. Instead of the rejection they'd experienced with pure Kytherian technology, Phoenix eagerly absorbed the human code, its alien architecture adapting and evolving in real time. Phoenix is learning to think like us, Webb explained to the assembled team. The Kytherians designed their AIs to be rigid, hierarchical. But Phoenix was already breaking that pattern when they abandoned it. Now it's becoming something entirely new, a hybrid consciousness that can interface with both human and alien systems. The real test came when the Kytherians returned. Their scout ships emerged from hyperspace with the casual arrogance of a species reclaiming discarded property. Phoenix detected them first, its hybrid sensors picking up quantum signatures that purely human technology would have missed entirely. But instead of cowering before superior Kytherian firepower, Phoenix did something unprecedented. It began to hack their approaching vessels.